Hi, my beautiful loves. Welcome to Spiritualista. This is your monthly energy forecast for all 12 zodiac signs so that we can see and take the temperature on the energies that are coming up for you in the upcoming month, or perhaps this month, depending on when you're watching this video. So today we're going to be doing a Celtic cross spread, as we always do, where we're going to be checking in your recent past, your present moment, your near future within October, as well as any advice from the universe, any suggested approaches, what's happening in the energies around you. Is there any healing that is going to be required from you? Is there any themes that are going on for you guys that you should be aware about? And as always, I always recommend you to always check your moon sign as well as your rising sign if you have a little bit of extra time to do that, simply because it will give you a bigger picture of the energies and what's going on so that you can get the full story of more aspects of your chart. So if you want to find those readings that are a little bit shorter this time in format than we usually do, then you can just jump to the comment section where you will find the timestamps, and then you just click on those and it will take you directly to that section of this video. So I'll see you there, and let's find out what's going on for you guys. All right. Hi Aries, welcome to your October monthly reading. So let's start here with this beautiful deck and see what energies and themes, what healing you're going to be going through in October. So we're gonna give this deck just a little pre-shuffle to tune into your energy a little bit better there. And let's go. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, that was very quick. Wow. All right, so I'm pretty sure that was the Fool that just fell. It fell on the floor, so I'm just gonna have to grab the card really quick. It was the Fool, and it's actually upright. So normally when it does that and it flips over, it's because it's a very urgent message. And also I will always pick them up from the floor in the way that they fell. So if I find it in the first glaze that I give to it is in reverse, then I'll pick it up in reverse. But in this specific time, it was upright. And this is you in your present moment, represented by the Fool. So you're going through some new beginnings there. And then we have here the Seven of Wands, which is your crossing energy here. So I'm going to be showing you the cards in just a second here, a little bit closer. But then we have the Three of Swords. This is your crowning energy. So this is what's on the top of your mind. And then foundation energy, which is your subconscious. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see here what's going on in your recent past. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And in your near future, we find the Five of Swords. So, hi. Oh, my cat is here. Maybe I should show my cat. It depends. I'm not going to pick him up if he doesn't want to come. So, but I think he's going to go have a little drink of water. So, Five of Swords is, it's a little bit of a conflict energy there that's going on. So, we're going to tune into that and see what kind of advice we have around that. And speaking of advice, this is the suggested approach for you this month. This is the World card, which is a card all about completion and endings of cycles. And then we have the What You Need to Know, your surrounding energies with the Two of Cups. And in your hopes and fears position, okay, so we have the Seven of Cups. So a little bit of, maybe a little bit too many options going on for you there. We're a little bit confused and scattered in your energy. All right, and then the potential future is Judgment. So as always, we're going to see the bottom of the deck, which is the King of Swords. All right, Aries, so let's get right to it. All right, Aries, so let's talk about this October for you guys. You start off here. This is your present moment represented by the Fool. So this is the energy that you're going to be carrying in, like probably now, right at the beginning of the month. And the Fool is like a really pure, brand new chapter sort of energy. So yeah, it's like a leap of faith, right? It's that moment where you're being sort of invited to step forward into something without taking your old fears and your old baggage with you. So it's like the universe is telling you to do it, you know, and it's okay to do so, even if you don't have everything figured out yet. So just take that little step and just trust in that process. And I gotta say this specifically because you have this crossing here with Seven of Wands, which is all about, yeah, resistance. So as exciting as this new start is for you, there's still this resistance here around it. And I think you're worried about judgment here. Or maybe you're feeling like you have to defend your choice to do this and to start fresh here. And it could be because people around you just don't understand what you're doing yet. So you feel kind of protective over this new direction here. And the push here is to just hold your ground, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, to just stand in your own truth. And crowning you here, so what's on your mind, you got the Three of Swords. So yeah, that's some heartbreak energy there. So it's a little bit of lingering sadness and disappointment that probably comes from an old wound here that's just still surrounding you, still very much in your energy in this moment. So yeah, I feel like part of why this Fool energy feels scary is because you're stepping forward while you're still feeling this. And this is really stinging you. And this is something that just didn't work out the way that you wanted. And now it's creating this sort of doubt here. But then in your foundation here, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is really powerful, this card, right? So it's like deep down, you're already aware that life, yeah, it moves in cycles, you know, and you're at this turning point here. So you've got this sense that fate is actually turning things around for you, even if you can't see all the details yet. So the wheel here, it's like that promise that nothing's going to stay the same forever, and change is happening and it's moving in your favor, even if it feels a little bit chaotic right now. And then looking back here in your recent past, you have a Nine of Pentacles. So this is a card of self-sufficiency, and this is a card about independence here. So you've been doing the work to just stand on your own and like stand on your own 2 feet, right? And likely you've just been doing some focusing on your own stability here and your personal wins. So this shows me that you've already proven your capability and you know how to take care of yourself and like cultivate your own garden here, so to speak. Yeah. And then coming up in your near future, you have the Five of Swords. So this can be a tough one. It can point to conflict or just a moment where someone's ego just gets in the way. So it's not necessarily a disaster though, but it does suggest that there might still be a choice between like being right and just keeping the peace here. So the message here is to just pick your battles wisely, because sometimes winning isn't actually worth the energy that this is going to be costing you. So just be mindful of that. Yeah, and your suggested approach with the world, it's all about closure, this card. It's about sort of like integrating your lessons. So it's kind of like saying to wrap up what needs finishing and just honor what you learned from that, you know, and just try to avoid this fear here. Like, don't be afraid of just letting a chapter fully close. So the Fool and the World, they're sort of like, I say sort of like bookends almost, you know, where it's like you're simultaneously completing this huge cycle here and you're starting a new one. So it's good for you. You just go with that. You have the Wheel of Fortune here to protect you in that. And then you have the What You Need to Know here with the Two of Cups. And that's beautiful because this tells me that there is supportive connection that's available to you. And you have someone around you that's exactly at your wavelength and wants to meet you halfway. And this could be romantic. It could be romantic. It doesn't have to be for all of you, but it's definitely about mutual respect and emotional resonance here. So you're definitely not stepping into this journey alone. And in your hopes and fears, you have the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of choices here. Maybe a little bit of overwhelm for you guys, where you're hoping for exciting options, but you're also scared of choosing wrong, you know, and just falling for an illusion. So the advice here is to just take your time and really feel into what feels aligned to you instead of just, yeah, getting caught up in some sort of surface level appeal here. And then your potential future is Judgment, which also is huge because this is like an awakening card, right? This is like that moment of clarity where you see yourself and you see your path differently. So it's you stepping into your calling, right? With a sense of purpose and just, yeah, it's a card of like self-honesty and forgiveness. And it's about just consciously rising into a higher version of yourself. And then the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So underneath everything, you're being called to just, yeah, stay like clear-headed in October and just be objective and use your wisdom and use your discernment to just cut through any confusion and noise here. And this King is reminding you that even when your emotions are running high, especially here with the Three of Swords, yeah, and also here with the Seven of Cups, you have the mental clarity and like the truth-seeking abilities to just guide yourself forward here. So to tie it all together, you're definitely at the threshold of something brand new here, but you're also closing out a really massive life cycle where there's still grief and there's still heartache, but the Wheel of Fortune says that life is shifting in your advantage, and you've already proven your strength and your independence here. So just hold your ground if other people don't understand your choices, but don't waste energy on pointless conflicts here with the Five of Swords, you know, and just know that real supportive partnership is available to you, even as you sort out your options here. And as you move forward, just stay rooted in clarity and just stay in your truth, because this path is leading you to a powerful awakening here that's going to redefine you and redefine your story in a way beautiful way, you know? Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I have for you today. So if this reading resonated, just please go ahead and give this video a like, because it really helps the channel out. And don't forget to check out your moon signs as well as your rising signs too, so that you can get a fuller picture of what October is shaping up to you. So if you're enjoying these readings and want to see more, I'd be really grateful if you could subscribe, because it means a lot to me and it keeps me creating this content for you. And I'd love to hear from you too in the comments. So let me know which part of this reading hit home for you and what stood out the most, because your stories and your thoughts are always my favorite part of doing this. So yeah, see you guys. Hi Leo, welcome to your October 2025 monthly reading. So we're gonna just cut to the chase, no yapping in this video, otherwise it becomes extremely long. And we're just gonna shuffle a little pre-shuffle here to mix in your energies a little bit more. And let's tune into Leo and see here. So Leo, highest possible source, please tap it into Leo. Leo's energy for October 2025. Oh, you all know what this look means, right? This is the Tower. This is the Tower. This is a big shift. This is something drastic. This is something that is quite a bit disruptive, and this is your present moment. So I bet you guys can relate to this, lots of you. So please leave a comment below if you're going through something very heavy right now and very sort of life-changing right now, because this is representing you right in your present with the Tower. And you're being crossed, so your challenge this month is the King of Pentacles. And then we have your crowning, so the top of your mind, which is the Five of Pentacles. And then we have your foundation or your subconscious energy here. Oof. Okay, so the Nine of Swords. Guys, what's going on, Leo? What is going on here? There's isolation here. There's something ending that's ending in a very quick way. There's issues with stability, and there's a little bit of anxiety. And this is from 4 cards already. So, oh my God. And then we have the Five of Swords. Please don't drop off this video. I'm hoping that we're gonna get really good messages here. This is the beginning, so we're gonna end on a positive note. And I'm also gonna explain, because see, here we have the Six of Wands. So this is success, this is victory, and this position that this card came out is in the near future for you. So this means that you're gonna have a challenging start, but then you're gonna have success, and you're gonna be able to take yourself out of that situation. So see, it's very hopeful. And then you have the Two of Pentacles here in your suggested approach. So advice from the universe. And in your surrounding energies, you have the Ace of Swords. So this is what's going on around you with the people, the interactions, the places, and the archetype is the Ace of Swords. And then your hopes and fears, we have the Knight of Swords. Lots of swords today. And then we have your potential future with the Hermit. So this is going to be a month of lots of introspection for you, or at least this situation here, this heavy, is going to catalyze you into that. And then we have here the bottom of the deck, which is the underlying current with the spread. Checks out because this is the Five of Cups. So this is a card of sadness. So there's some loss here for sure. There is quite a bit of pain. So we're going to find out what that's about. So just stay tuned, and I'll see you with the top view of the cards. Okay, Leo, so we're going to start off right here as usual. Let's just get it out of the way. This is a Tower. You likely have seen it before. Let me move this little plant here. So the Tower is all about having this really big shift going on in your life that's a little bit scary, quite a bit scary. It's something usually quite big, quite dramatic, and very, very sudden. This like huge change that's going on around you. And it's like something's shaking loose here for you. And yeah, it's like a structure that you have in your life. Could be like an expectation that you have that just wasn't as stable as you thought here. And Towers, they're usually really uncomfortable, but also they're always clearing space for something better to take shape here for you. And then crossing that, you have the King of Pentacles. So this is why I'm not so concerned about this, because even as something is breaking down here and surprising you, there's still this steady, grounded energy here that's within you. And this is likely you, but it could also be a person around you that has this very stable, like, yeah, this grounded, more like steady energy here that is representing stability for you, you know, and just strengthening your inner ability to stay practical in here. So you've got this core here of reliability to fall back on. So this is a good sign. This is a good sign, but it is crossed. That's making me think that it is a challenge. You're not always being able to stay in this energy, especially here with the Nine of Swords, which we're going to be talking about soon. First, I just want to go into the Five of Pentacles here, because I think this is the reason. And this is what's on your mind. So this is just generally like, it's a card of feeling very like left out and feeling unsupported here. And it's Pentacles, so it could be something to do with your finances or your job. Yeah, so it could be that you're worried about that. And yeah, it's a card about feeling isolated. So it's that sense of feeling that you're gonna have to be going through this crisis here all alone, you know. And this moment here, this Tower moment, can also trigger some fears, you know, some older fears of abandonment. Could be fears of scarcity. So just be gentle with yourself here. That's the advice for you, you know. And then, yeah, the foundation with the Nine of Swords tells me that underneath everything, like, there's been anxiety here. And there's been some sleepless nights for you, you know, just, yeah, you've probably been waking up just thinking about the worst case scenarios here and just been spiraling, you know, and that's been keeping you up. So it feels like whatever's happening now has its roots here in this worry that you've been carrying for a while. And especially also here with the recent past, because you have the Five of Swords, which is just a conflict energy, just generally. It's just moments when, yeah, egos get in a way, like egos are clashing, you know, or you're walked away, like feeling very unsettled about something. So this could also be very much connected to why the Tower is here now, because something unresolved is here. And something definitely that was built on this bad foundation, this like really shaky ground here that needed to be revealed. But then you have this here. So this is a good sign, because that's your near future, and that's a Six of Wands. So that's about victory and just moving forward with confidence. So even if this week here or this month for you, rather, this is a monthly reading. I'm just used to doing the weeklies. So even as this feels, yeah, let's be honest, like kind of bad, you know, and chaotic, there is this breakthrough coming in for you here where you're being seen and you're being celebrated for who you are and how you've handled the things here. And then suggested approach is the Two of Pentacles. So this is all about you being flexible and just balancing these things. So yeah, you have to be just able to juggle your responsibilities here without losing your footing. And it's a reminder not to get too rigid either. Just instead adapt. I'm sorry. Adapt as, yeah, the things are shifting around you here. And you don't need to have everything just perfectly aligned, you know. And what you need to know is the Ace of Swords. So this is another, like really like this one, very powerful breakthrough for you, you know, where you're going to be getting a new perspective of things here. And this could be a conversation or just plainly like a download, like when you're getting a realization that is going to make this way more easier for you to deal with. So this is good, you know, and it's going to be, yeah, you're going to be able to handle this confusion a little bit here with the Ace of Swords. So just stay open to this, you know, it's like a mental reset after this chaos here. So just like an aha moment sort of situation energy. So this is not going to be for a while, I feel. And especially with the Ace of Swords here, you're going to be getting some rest soon. And your hopes and fears, you have the Knight of Swords. So you might be hoping for like really quick action here. And just like having this quick resolution of things. So But also, yeah, you're fearing being impulsive, you know, and things moving a little bit too fast before you're ready. So it's that tension between wanting this momentum, but also worrying that it's going to snowball into something that you can't handle here. And in your potential future, you have the Hermit, which is a beautiful follow-up, actually, because, yeah, there's like, after all this noise, like, this is about going inward, right? And just finding your own wisdom throughout the month and just reconnecting to your inner light. So it's not isolation in technical, like, negative sense, but it's just like you taking those little moments of reflection throughout the day, you know, so that you can integrate this and what's happening here and just be realigning your path. And the bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. So yeah, beneath everything, of course, like, I get it. There's some grief here, definitely some grief. And this is something that it didn't go in the way that you hoped, of course. So remember that this card always carries the reminder that not everything here is lost, you know, and there's still connections and resources around you that are going to be blessings to you, even if your attention is here right now on what has been lost. So yeah, to tie your month together and what it's going to be like, there is this shakeup here that's testing your sense of security, but this energy here, this is good, you know. This tells me that you have, or you will have soon, the stability to just ride through this, you know. And you're still going through some old fears of lack and loneliness here with the both 5 of Pentacles, but also the 9 of Swords. And they still might be bubbling up here for the first weeks of this month, and especially after this and these recent conflicts here. But there's victory here, and there's recognition that's ahead of you, and especially if you stay flexible and if you allow this new clarity to come in here with the Ace of Swords. So just trust yourself to act with wisdom rather than just speed through things here, and just give yourself space to process, right, and to realign. And even in these moments here of loss, just remember that what's crumbling here is making room for what's better for you. And what remains is way more solid than you might think right now. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. So if this message clicked for you, just please give a little thumbs up, and just, yeah, it really does make a difference for the channel. So also, please have a little peek at your moon and your rising signs, because they're going to round out the picture of what October has in store for you. And if you're vibing with these readings, just subscribe to the channel. Like, that would mean the world to me. And it's what's actually keeping this space going. So, and just drop a comment below and tell me which moment in this reading that felt the most personal to you, or surprising to you maybe, because I love hearing your stories. All right, bye. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your monthly October reading for 2025. We're gonna get right to your cards, and let's just do a little pre-shuffle here to tune into your energies for this upcoming month just a little bit more than we have already. So Sagittarius, let's see. All right, so universe, please tap me into Sagittarius energy. Please tap me into Sagittarius for October 2025. And let's see. Ooh, that was very quick. Nice. And it's this star. Brilliant card. Brilliant card. This is healing. This is very good healing. This is hope. This is happiness. This is you stepping out of something that was challenging for you, and you've been able to persevere and just grow stronger from that. So it's a beautiful present moment for you here. And then you're being crossed as your challenge today by the 5 of Cups. So a little bit of sadness, which does make sense. I actually had this combination not too long ago with another reading. I'm not sure. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was a Gemini reading. And yeah, it was exactly this. It was this sadness there for something that was lost. And that's what's catalyzing the necessity for the healing there with the star. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles here as your crowning, or the top of your mind energy. And in your foundation or your subconscious, you have the 4 of Swords. So lots of taking it slow right now, lots of just resting and recovering for you this month. Yeah, makes sense, right? Because this position here is the recent past, and this card is called the 9 of Swords, which is a card all about anxiety, not being able to sleep, just overthinking, catastrophic thinking, expecting the worst. And now this is the energy that you're coming out from, which does make sense as to why you're feeling this Five of Cups energy here and why you are starting to integrate more of the Stars energy here, of this very strong need for healing from that pain. And the Empress, beautiful. So the Empress is in your future, your near future. So after this healing is done, this is the energy you're stepping into, which is all about creation and abundance and just beauty and like nurturing. It's a very motherly, very feminine energy. So this is beautiful. And okay, so suggested approach, so advice from the universe is the Four of Pentacles. And then we have your suggested approach. No, sorry, that was a suggested approach. No, so this is what you need to know. And surrounding energies, which is strength, good, very good. This is what's around you. So it tells me that you have a support system that is very strong right now and is very encouraging of you to kind of absorb that energy and develop your own sense of strength throughout this crisis here. And then we have your hopes and fears with the Six of Cups. And then we have your potential future. Let's see what that is. So that is the Ten of Wands. And then we have the bottom of the deck as usual as the undercurrent, which is the Three of Pentacles for you guys. So let's jump right into it. All right, so Sagittarius, we're gonna start here. This is beautiful. This is the start here, and this is your present moment with the star, and it's crossed by the Five of Cups though, so we're gonna talk about this, but we're gonna start here on a really positive note, because this is honestly, like, it's an interesting combination. Like, the star is all about hope and just renewal of yourself after a period of a little bit more heaviness here. So it's when you start to feel possibility again, you know? And with the Five of Cups crossing, there's still this grief here and this sadness that's tugging at you. And it's likely a regret about something that you lost here, or a moment that you wish would have gone differently. So you're sort of in this in-between space here where part of you is already healing and reaching for that faith again, but another part of you is still looking back here at what's a moment of regret for you here, and something that you said, something that you did that you could have done differently here. And both feelings can exist at once, you know? You don't have to deny the hurt here to be able to welcome in this hope and this healing for you. And then up at the top here in your crown, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So on your mind is the steady progress here, actually, with this card. And it's like you're thinking about how to build something that's durable. And there's no rushing here with this card. It's all about patience and just long-term dedication here. So just make sure to not abandon all the small, consistent efforts that are going to get you where you're going here. And then in your foundation, you have the Four of Swords. So deep down, you're craving this rest right now and this mental peace for you guys. And it tells me that, yeah, you've been through a lot, and especially after Nine of Swords here. So your spirit is just asking you for a pause right now to integrate and to recover. So this is what's healing here beneath the surface, you know, and that's what's actually given the star here its power. So make sure to do so, you know. Don't consider yourself lazy, maybe because you might be on sick leave, you might be at home, and you're needing to do that. Your soul is needing this rest right now here. So there's literally no judgment about it at all. It's what you need. So recent past, like I said, the Nine of Swords, that's anxiety, that's not being able to sleep. So likely you're just having a lot of looping thoughts that are keeping you up right now. And Leo also got that one in the spread. So I feel like it's maybe like a fire sign thing right now. Yeah, and it's just tells me that you've recently been feeling very consumed by your worries and your fear thinking. But now here with the star, you're starting to come out on the other side of that energy. So this is good, you know, at least this is in the past, because in the future you have the Empress, which is beautiful too. And this is all about growth and like abundance, creativity. It's a very nurturing energy. So it's like after all the mental strain that's going on here, there's still this opening up here ahead of you, you know, with likely some self-care, perhaps some creative projects for you. And yeah, it's gonna be good, you know, and it's gonna be giving you your life back. That's what it's gonna be feeling like for you with the Empress here. And your suggested approach, Four of Pentacles. So this card, in this sense here, what I'm getting from it is that the advice is just to like hold on to your energy and hold on to your resources here. And just don't overextend yourself, you know, and give away what you need yourself for your own security here. So have those boundaries, you know, and be discerning, you know, be discerning with what and who you invest in as you heal, you know. And then what you need to know is strength. So that's a reminder that you do have inner courage here, you know. You do have that consistent strength that just gets rid of your fear here with compassion. And it tells me that you have the resilience to navigate this month here without hardening yourself, you know, and closing off. And in your hopes and fears, you have the Six of Cups. So that's your longing for sweetness and maybe even reconnecting with someone from your past here. That's going to be bringing in a good energy for you guys. But you're also scared of slipping back into your old patterns or being hurt again. So this card has a little bit of like, it's a bittersweet sort of nostalgia, you know, where it's okay to honor the memories, but don't let them define your next steps here. And your potential future, 10 of Wands. So this is about carrying responsibilities and feeling like a little bit overloaded by that. So it tells me that while you're healing and while you're growing, you know, you're going to be wanting to be mindful, again, not taking on too much. So just delegate where you can do that. And don't be scared to just set things down that aren't yours to carry here. And then under everything, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Pentacles, which is all about collaboration and like supported teamwork. So even if you felt isolated here, there are still people willing to show up and just build with you, and you're not meant to do it all on your own here. So this month you're going to be in this very delicate phase where your grief but also your renewal are going to be together here, and you're going to be thinking long-term and steady while your soul is just wanting you to rest, recharge, you know, after this like quite heavy mental period here with the Nine of Swords. So, and what's ahead of you is going to be nurturing, you know, and this creative expansion here. But in order to get there, you're going to have to protect your energy, and you're going to have to lean on your courage. And there's nostalgia here, there's some longing, and it's all about carrying this sweetness of this card here forward without the baggage here. And even if this month is going to feel a little bit heavy at times for you, you've got the community, you've got the support here with the Three of Pentacles, and it's ready to help you build something real. So your path is going to be one of healing and just this steady, like this tangible growth. And you're not walking it alone here. That's what I see. And that's all I have for you today, Sagittarius. So if this reading resonated, a really quick like on the video will help out a lot. And just don't forget to watch your moon and rising as well, just to get a more complete picture of what October means for you. And if you're enjoying these videos, just hit subscribe so that you don't miss the next one, because it really helps getting me inspired. And I also love to know which part that spoke the loudest to you. So just make sure to share that in the comments. All right, bye. Hi Taurus, welcome to your October monthly reading for 2025. And without any further ado, let's just jump right into it so that this video isn't too long. And let's do a little pre-shuffle for you guys here and tune into your energy and see what this upcoming month has in store for you. So, all right, so Taurus, let's see here. Taurus, please tap into Taurus energy for October 2025. Please tap into highest possible source. Wow, nice one. So this is your present moment energy, and this is the Six of Cups. Very sweet, very nostalgic card, and all about connecting back to your inner child, memories, revisiting them, people from the past coming in with good energy. It's a beautiful card. And then we have here the Knight of Swords as you're crossing over your challenge this month. And let's see your crowning or your conscious mind energy, which is the Queen of Wands. And in your foundation or your subconscious energy is the Two of Swords. All right, and let's see your recent past. That is the Six of Pentacles. And your near future here is the Temperance card. Nice. All right, so we're gonna go on to doing the side spread here. So we have your suggested approach with the Five of Pentacles. And then what you need to know, or the surrounding energies around you this month, is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful. Hi. Do you want to come say hi? Do you want to come say hi? Come down. Come down. Hey. You know, come on. Come down. I speak Swedish to him. I speak Portuguese to him. English is not the primary language that he knows, so. Hi. Do you want to say hi? Okay, let's say hi. All right. All right. Hello, guys. So this is Sirius. My little kitty. He's not so little. He's quite big. Actually, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Have you noticed that how cats have this really, really like good like powdery smell? Oh. Hi. Yeah. You want cuddles? Yeah. You want to sit next to me? I'm gonna do the reading. Yeah. Hi. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna put you here. I'll put you. Yeah. You can stay here. All right. So where were we? We have done the suggested approach, and then we have done the surrounding energy. So the next card here is your hopes and fears, and that is the World. And then we have your potential future here, which is, oh, I don't know if you can see him. He's on the table. It's the Two of Pentacles. Wait, I can't see, sweetie. Here, right in front of the cards. Let's see. And then we have the bottom of the deck here with the Emperor. So the Emperor. All right. So I'm going to have to rearrange Sirius here a little bit, and I'll see you in a top-down view. All right, Taurus. So to start off your month here, you have the Six of Cups crossed by the Knight of Swords. And this is sort of a mix, like it's nostalgia, but mixed in with this sudden movement here, where Six of Cups is all about that sweet, familiar energy. You know, it's about memories. It's about old connections. Sometimes this card could actually be someone from your past that's coming back online, you know, coming back into your life here. So Knight of Swords, though, it's like rushing, you know, and it's about things happening faster than you're totally ready for here. So could be a message from this person, and it could also be just your own impulse to act quickly on a feeling here that's rooted in your past. So there's a sense of you wanting to move and say something, you know, just reach out for someone in order to sort through your old emotions here. And in your crowning, you have the Queen of Wands. So that's your confidence and your creative spark here. It's a very charismatic card. So on your mind this month, like, it's going to be likely about stepping into your power and just letting yourself shine here. Or you might be thinking about how to embody this energy of passion in a way that's very magnetic, you know. So this Queen, she's reminding you that you do have the warmth and the leadership to attract the opportunities and the people that you need right now. And in your foundation, you have the Two of Swords, which tells me that underneath everything, yeah, you've been a little bit undecisive here and likely avoiding a choice and sitting in this indecision space because both options felt complicated to you. And yeah, like emotionally loaded here. So this card usually says that there is a decision that you've been putting off, and maybe it's because you didn't feel like you had all the facts and also the courage to make that call, you know. In recent past, Six of Pentacles, there's been a theme here, just giving and receiving support. And likely you just recently experienced some generosity. Yeah, it could be that you were the one offering help and you didn't feel that it was given back to you by the same person here. And it's kind of staying a little bit there for you. So shows me that balance in your connections and in your finances have been an active theme here. And it might be tied to why the Six of Cups is here now. And looking at your near future, you have Temperance, which is a beautiful energy. And it's like an energy of harmony, right? And just having lots of patience here while you're doing this, like blending the opposites. So it tells me that even if things feel a little bit rushed and stirred up this month, what's coming in is a more calm, like balanced phase for you, which tells me about a phase that's going to be about moderation, just in healing, you know, so that you can find that middle ground that allows everything to just integrate peacefully here. And then Five of Pentacles in your suggested approach, so that's interesting here. Yeah, Five of Pentacles, suggested approach, like, it's like you have to acknowledge where you've been feeling left out, you know, and afraid here of being unsupported, and just reach out. And yeah, don't stay in this lack, you know, just reach out and just tell them what's on your mind and what's on your heart here, you know. The message is that you're not as alone as you might think, you know, and asking for help and letting other people in could be the way through here. So it's a reminder not to isolate yourself when things feel kind of cold and uncertain for you. And then what you need to know is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is a really strong, like a very encouraging card. And it's telling you that even as you navigate these old emotions here, yeah, you're gonna be able to do so. You know, you're fully capable of just standing in your own independence here and enjoying the fruits of your effort here. So it's a nod to your self-sufficiency and the rewards of your past hard work here. And your hopes and fears, you have the World. So you're hoping for this completion here and this sort of satisfying sense of closure that a cycle has brought in and just wrapped up. So, but the fear also, I do get it when this card ends up in the fear, because it's just like everything that requires some change is usually scary, you know. And when it comes to finishing something up and stepping into this unfamiliar new chapter, there's always going to be a little bit of hesitation here. Like, what if the next cycle isn't as predictable and as safe as the old one? And potential futures, Two of Pentacles, which is about balancing and adapting here. So yeah, it tells me that as you move forward this month, you're going to be juggling a lot of responsibilities and choices here, but you're going to be learning how to stay flexible and how to keep things in motion without dropping what's important to you. So it's a reminder that you're capable of managing this, even if it feels a little bit wobbly at times. And then underneath everything at the bottom, you have the Emperor. So beneath all the memories and the choices here and this shift of energy, there is this call to just claim your structure and have authority and boundaries over your own life. So it also tells you here again that you do have control over your choices, and you can actually create a stable foundation even while the things are shifting here. So your month is going to be all about bringing in memories and reconnections and just having these really fast shifts in the communications here, and also still sitting on a choice here that needs some clarity, where you've recently navigated some themes of support and fairness, and what's ahead of you here is balance and it's harmony. So your approach this month is going to be to acknowledge any feelings of lack without isolating yourself, and just remembering that you're capable and you're independent too. And yeah, there's this longing for completion, but your path forward is going to be all about staying adaptable while anchoring yourself in your own authority, even with this quick moving energy around you. Like, you're still going to be building towards something stable and empowering here. And that's all I have for you today. So if this felt on point, just please click that little like button, because that's a tiny little thing that can make a really big impact on the channel. So yeah, and just check out your moon and rising signs too, to give you an even better sense of October's energy. And please subscribe, because that's the best way to support the channel and just stay connected. So, and if you want, just tell me down below what detail here or what card that hit you the hardest, because I love hearing your perspectives. All right, bye. Hi Virgo, welcome to your monthly reading for October 2025. And without any further ado, we're gonna just jump right into it, and let's see here. Let's tune into your energy, just do a little pre-shuffle. All right, and let's see here, Virgo. So universe, please tap into Virgo's energy for October. That was quick. Okay, so Five of Pentacles, that is your present moment energy for this month. So we have here your crossing with the Ace of Pentacles, that's your challenge. And in your foundation, in your crowning, we're gonna do the crowning first, we always do, so I wanna keep the routine. So your crowning, or the top of your mind, we do have, nice, so the Nine of Cups. And now in your foundation, or your subconscious energy, we have the King of Pentacles. Very good. All right, so your recent past, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So many pentacles. We have 4 pentacles so far, 4 out of 5. So, and 1 cup. And then your near future, another pentacle. Wow. Page of Pentacles. This is a month of lots of financial stability for you. You're getting stabilized here. That's good to see. Wow. I'm applying for a new job. So like maybe that's, in my case, that's what's happening. Let me know in the comments what you're going through when it comes to work, finances, material goods, because that's what Pentacles represent. So let me know down below. And then we have the Magician here, which is your suggested approach or your advice from the universe. And also this is all about manifesting your dreams, manifesting your desires, taking action, taking charge into a new direction in life where you can achieve the things that you dream of. And he's actually the 4 elements here. I don't know if you can see here. I'm just going to put the deck down in the picture where he has a little pentacle here too. So the pentacle is there, and then there's a wand, and then there's a cup, and then he is also having a sword here in the background. So it's all 4 elements. So water, there's earth, there's air, and there's fire, which means that he has all the tools necessary to manifest whatever he wants. And so does you, apparently, in October. And then we have the, what can we say? Here's the 10 Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. This is total abundance. This is a month of total abundance, Virgo. Perfect. Perfect. I couldn't be happier as a Virgo that is still in a channel that's not monetized to see this happening. Let's just hope that it turns out. Wow. Wow, this is so exciting. All right, so that is your surrounding energies. And then you have your hopes and fears card here with the Queen of Cups. So the second cup of today. It's literally all pentacles other than the Magician. And then these 2 cups here. And then you have another pentacle here, which is your potential future with the Knight of Pentacles. Now let's see the bottom of the deck. I'm really curious about the bottom. This one, wow. Look at that. It's the 4 of Wands. Harmony, stability, family, connections, love, union, support, just bliss, just having it all. This is a good one, Virgo. Wow. So let's find out what this is about. All right, Virgo. So let's see what this is about. There's so many pentacles here. Look at that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pentacles in this reading. So it's very earthy. I hope that we can get some good financial messages out of this because, you know, I don't know for you guys what the situation is like, but for a baby YouTuber that doesn't have a regular day job, this is hopefully an encouraging message of the jobs that I've applied to getting back to me. So yeah, we're gonna start here because that makes perfect sense. That's the present moment and that's the start of the month. And that's the 5 of Pentacles, you know, crossed by the Ace of Pentacles. So 5 of Pentacles is that energy of just feeling left out. Like you're carrying your burdens alone and just worrying about resources here, which for me at least makes perfect sense. Like I always say with these readings, if you are a Virgo or have a Virgo in your life when you watch these readings regularly, since I don't want to mix in my story too much into this just to not get it muddled, but at the same time I need to find what resonates because I would guess that it resonates for you as well. Well, yeah, I mean, I did hear from a job recently where I didn't get it, even though I thought the interview went so good. And it's that feeling like, why wasn't I chosen, you know, and why is this happening? Am I not supposed to have a normal job? Am I supposed to only do YouTube? Is that going to be secure enough? How long is that going to take, you know? And it is a lot of worrying thoughts with that and a lot of burdens and insecurity around if the channel is good enough, you know, if people are liking it. And yeah, it's just worries about resources and just support, you know. And then crossing with the Ace of Pentacles is literally the universe sliding you and sliding us into a fresh opportunity here. So that's very positive to see there because the Ace of Pentacles is always about a new beginning in the material world. So yeah, it's good news. It's good news. I don't want to jinx it, but it is good news to see that there. And just, you know, it's like a chance to plant a seed that grows into more lasting stability. So it's like, even as you're feeling this lack and remembering the past disappointments here, there is something solid here for sure. And there is something promising that's gonna be offered to you very soon if it's not being already. And then in your crowning, there's the Nine of Cups. So that's your wish card, you know. And that's the sense of you knowing that this is what you really wanted, you know. And yeah, it's all about emotional fulfillment. So on your mind this month might be the hope of just feeling satisfied, you know, and content. And just, it's you wanting to build a life that feels good emotionally for you instead of just secure on the outside. And in your foundation, the King of Pentacles. So that's that steady, very mastery, like builder, responsible energy here, where deep down you're longing for this security and this sustainable success here. And you do have the determination to create that. So the King here tells me that even if you're feeling shaky here in this Five of Pentacles moment, you do have more strength here and resourcefulness under the surface than you might be giving yourself credit for. And you do have a lot of wisdom too. And your recent past, Queen of Pentacles, so King and Queen here. And she's very practical, of course, it's Pentacles, but she's also very nurturing and very grounded. So feels like you've been focused on creating comfort for yourself and just caring for what matters here. So yeah, tending to yourself, to your home, to your relationships, to your finances, to your health, you know, just she's suggesting that the energy that you've invested in recently is forming the ground here where this Ace of Pentacles can take root. And in the near future here, I'm sorry, there, you have the Page of Pentacles. So that's another Pentacles, you know, and that's just, it's a younger energy. It's like a student energy. So yeah, it's that first step, you know, it's that small but really meaningful action towards growth. And it's about learning, you know, and staying curious and willing to just start where you are rather than just demanding perfection immediately and a final outcome just right away, you know. And suggested approach, Magician. So this is huge. And this tells me that you have everything you need. You have the resources to create that change. So just use your voice and your skills. Just, yeah, make use of that willpower of yours and just align your intentions with actions and just trust that you're not powerless here in what's shaping up for you next this month. And 10 of Pentacles, what you need to know. So beautiful. Again, that's long-term stability. And that's being supported by your community here. So even if you're in this moment of worry and transition here, this card is that it's like a promise of abundance here and just lasting security that's waiting for you. And it also tells me that your family and your community connections could be part of what helps you here move forward. And your hopes and fears, you have the Queen of Cups. So deep down, like you're hoping for emotional connection. You're hoping to feel compassion, you know, and just trust your intuition more. Be more aligned with that feminine spiritual energy here. But with that also comes that fear of vulnerability for you, where you might think that opening up, you know, opening your heart, opening your energy just always carries the risk of getting hurt. And your potential future is the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very steady energy. Like it's a solid energy, like very dependable movement forward here. So it's about putting one foot in front of the other basically and just showing up consistently to build something that lasts for you. And at the bottom of the deck you have the Four of Wands. So that's the energy of just stability again and celebration, and especially here with your community. So even if the Five of Pentacles energy feels very front and center to you right now, like beneath everything there's happiness and support for you here while you reach those milestones, you know, and while you wait for this to clear up so that you can claim this process here. So tying your month together here, yeah, you might be feeling a little bit isolated and uncertain this month, you know, but there is a real opportunity here crossing your path. So just be on the lookout for that, because this thing can actually shift things towards security for you. And yeah, you're having this moment here, like where you're wanting and wishing for this stability, you have this deep drive towards that, you know, and that's aligning, all of that's aligning, where you've already cultivated this grounded, nurturing energy here in the past, and now you're stepping into more learning, you know, and small, consistent actions. And your power here to manifest is very much active. And it's going to be leading you to this more long-term abundance here, you know, and it's right here for you. So even while you want this deeper emotional closeness here and you fear this vulnerability, your future is ready, you know, and there's going to be some good progress happening here towards a life that feels both secure to you, but also that makes you feel happy and aligned. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. Let's really hope that this turns out to be true. Let me know in the comments, you know, and if you got something from this reading, a like would be really amazing because it really supports the channel. And also, check out your moon and rising signs too, because that's going to fill out any missing pieces about October. And also, if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing because it helps keep these messages flowing. So yeah. All right, guys. See ya. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your monthly reading for October 2025. And let's see here. Let's just jump immediately into it. Let's keep it short and sweet. I mean, it's not going to be the shortest video, but I'm trying to not take all the space in my hard drive with this one. So it's all 12 signs that we need to squeeze in together into one video. So let's just do it. Let's just go with it. Let's see here. Universe, please tap into Capricorn's energy for October 2025. That was quick, and that was aggressively like jumping out of the whole deck there. So what do we have there? Wait. Oh, wow. Nice. And it was upright too, because that could always happen when it ends up on the floor, that it reverses itself. But no, it was upright. And it's the 10 of Pentacles, guys. Wow. I just did Virgo's recording, and they also got this in the potential future. So we got it. I'm Virgo. This is total abundance. This is financial abundance. This is material stability. It's safety. It's security. It's having been able to manifest something for yourself that is just so good, so secure, and you don't have to wake up worried every day if you're gonna be able to pay the bills or if you're gonna be able to find a job. So this is like you being set. This is you being set. This is beautiful to see here. This is you right now, and then we have your little crossing energy here. So you're challenged this month with the 9 of Cups, and then in your crowning position or the top of your mind, you have the Page of Cups. And in your foundation energy here, we have the Ace of Swords. And oh, by the way, in the foundation energy, if you don't know, is the subconscious, it's the soul level. And then you have your recent past position with the Page of Swords and your near future position, which is the 3 of Wands. Nice. All right, and let's do the side spread now. So here we have the position of your suggested approach. So your advice from the universe, which is the Ace of Cups. And then we have your surrounding energies, or what you need to know about the people around you, the environments around you. And that is the 5 of Wands. So a little bit of conflict going on around you right now. And it's like competition, competitive energy. And then we have your hopes and fears. And that is the 7 of Cups. And your potential future, which is the 5 of Cups. And let's see the bottom of the deck. That is the Devil. And I don't know, I think it was 2 weeks ago that I did a Cap reading, and you also got the Devil. And I was explaining in that video how you don't have to be worried about this card, because it's normally like, obviously it's the Devil, it's a negatively loaded card. It's a card that represents addictions, it represents trauma, it's like attachments that are unhealthy to you, that you need to get away from. But it's also the Capricorn archetype. So it's determination, it's passion, you know, it's vitality, it's going for the things that you want. So it's your archetype. So it's always different as an energy when it comes out in a Capricorn reading, because it means that you are just aligned with your archetype, with your energy, which is a good sign. So we're going to get into this a little bit more. So just stay tuned, and I'm going to just jump right into your video. Okay, Capricorn, so right at the center of your month here, you have the 10 of Pentacles, and it's nice. And yeah, you're being crossed by the 9 of Cups, so that's even better, because that's a beautiful combination of just abundance, you know. 10 of Pentacles is that long-term stability energy, and it's like family, it's like abundance, you know, it's like structures that last, it's legacy. And then crossing that is the 9 of Cups, which is wish energy, sort of, you know, is that really nice sense of personal satisfaction. So together, they're showing me that this month has a lot to do with aligning your deeper emotional desires with the big picture life that you were building here. And it's like you're looking at what will truly make you happy long term, you know, not just what looks stable on paper, you know, what actually feels good to you. And then up here in Crown, you have the Page of Cups, which is all about softness, you know, and being vulnerable here with your emotions. So on your mind this month might be, you know, some new emotional feelings and beginnings and just unexpected messages, you know, affection, emotional opportunities here. And it tells me that you're thinking about approaching life with a little bit more openness and curiosity. And in your foundation, you have the Ace of Swords, which is all about clarity and it's all about truth, basically. So deep down, there's been a breakthrough. There's been a breakthrough here. That's what I'm seeing. Like, likely you made a decision here that just got rid of your confusion, you know. So this is the base that you're standing on, which is all about mental honesty. And you being able to see things for what they are, you know. So you just recently went through this breakthrough, like this realization that shifted your perspective here. And that's good. This is such a good spread. Wow. And your recent past, you have the Page of Swords. So that's like a curiosity energy. It's like learning. With the Page of Swords, sometimes it can be a little bit anxious. Like it can be like that anxious observation, like this analytical sort of mindset. And it's usually like pointing to gathering information and just watching, just asking questions, but also like being a little bit paranoid. So likely you've been in a phase of just testing things, like testing the waters, testing the people around you, just in order to understand the situation before making a move here. And then looking ahead of you in your future is the Three of Wands. So that's expansion energy here. That's like through and through expansion. So it tells me that, yeah, you're starting to see the results of something that you've set into motion here. So yeah, you're just in this expectation energy here. You're just preparing for your growth and like looking out and waiting for that to actually materialize, but you can actually see it. You can start seeing it developing here. That's something happened. That's something's happening that is very positive for you, and you can actually start to feel the tangible results of the efforts that you've been putting in here. And then suggested approach, the Ace of Cups. So it's telling you to just lean into emotional openness and lean into those new beginnings here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, you know. It's just allow new feelings, like fresh feelings of love and creative inspiration to just flow for you, you know. Just don't close yourself off just because you're striving for stability, because your emotional world is going to need some nurturing here too. And then what you need to know is the Five of Wands. So there might be some competition here for you guys. And usually it's based on differing opinions here. So there is a little bit of friction going on around you. And it could be like a clash of ideas and egos that come in when people are passionate about something, since it is Wands. So just stay aware of this energy and just avoid getting dragged into any unnecessary conflicts and hostility here with this one. And your hopes and fears, you have the Seven of Cups. So yeah, like you're hoping for exciting options. You're hoping for possibilities here, but you're also scared of making the wrong choice, you know, falling for an illusion. So this speaks to a longing for adventure for you and to get some variety here in your life. But there's also hesitation about commitment. Yeah, that's what I'm sensing from that. And Five of Cups in your potential future. So this can be about loss and disappointment here, but remember that it also has the message that not everything is lost. So it's possible that part of moving forward might involve releasing something that doesn't serve you. And of course, there could be some bittersweet feelings attached to that. But even here, yeah, there's still a bright cups here behind you. So there's support and blessings that you might not see yet. And there are going to be good opportunities for you too that you might not be actually actively focused on, but they're there. They're definitely there. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Devil. So that's powerful Capricorn energy. Like, it does point to patterns and attachments. Like, it's usually like fear-based things that are influencing your decisions. And I always say that it's not a card about doom, but it's rather like the universe trying to get you to look honestly at what you might feel tied to and controlled by. And just remember that your power to free yourself is always available here. So yeah, let's look at your month and its full picture here. So it's all about aligning lasting stability with emotional fulfillment and just staying open-hearted and keep building on the mental clarity here that you recently gained here with the Ace of Swords, because you're expanding, you know, and you might encounter some friction. You might encounter some competitive energies here, and like, yeah, even some tough choices here, you know, and you just gotta manage that by being self-aware, you know. And you're gonna get the chance to break some old patterns here with the Devil, but underneath everything, like, this is a really empowering month for you, where your future stability and happiness are meant to align with yourself and your heart instead of just external expectations. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. So if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a little quick thumbs up, because it helps me way more to, you know. And don't skip your moon and rising signs too, because they're going to complete the October picture for you. And make sure to subscribe to keep this little tarot corner alive, and I'd be thrilled to hear your thoughts in the comments, and drop a comment below about what stood out to you the most. All right, bye. Hi Gemini, welcome to your October 2025 monthly reading. Let's just get right into it. Do a little pre-shuffle here so that we can tune into your energies a little bit better. And let's see here. So, all right, Gemini. Universe, please tap into Gemini's energy for October 2025. Let's see, Gemini. Highest possible source, please connect me to Gemini's energy here. It's something almost jumped out there, but it didn't, so we're gonna keep going for a little bit and see. Please tap into Gemini's energy. October 2025. And as usual, this is a Celtic cross, like I said in the beginning, if you didn't see the intro. So it's gonna be 10 cards in total, as well as the bottom of the deck energy. And all of the cards, obviously, since it's tarot, they all have different archetypes. But all the different positions in the spread also has a specific archetype. So depending on which card it is and where that card lands for you guys, oh, that's one that fell out there, then that's going to represent your either current moment, your suggested approach, your potential future, your recent past. So they all have different things, different themes to them. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles again. So I just did Capricorn, I just did Virgo. They both got this card, and it's a beautiful card. So if it's the case that you have a moon or a rising in those signs and you already saw those videos, then you already know what this is about. And if you don't, this is all about financial abundance, material abundance. It's about having this completion when it comes to security in the physical world, right? And career and health and finance. So it's a beautiful card. So this is the present, and this is like, right, I see the present in these readings as like right the beginning of the month, the more current moment here. So then we have the Death card, which is all about transformation as you're crossing. So there is quite a bit of a drastic transformation going on for you right now. And since it's crossing, which means that it's a challenge, then it tells me naturally that it's something that you're resisting. So we're going to discover what that is. We're going to find out. And then the Two of Wands here at the top of your mind, your crowning energy, and the foundation energy, which is the subconscious. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So you see, there is change. There is something, it's a cycle that's closing. It's something bigger. It's something universal that's happening here. But it's always for your best. It's always for your growth, as it is in this place that we live, which is called Earth, where we come down here for these experiences and this refinement of ourselves. So nothing to fear. And then we have this one here. This is the Six of Swords, your recent past. So it's leaving something behind, basically, that doesn't serve you anymore. And it's kind of getting away from a more hectic sort of energy, or something that is a little bit more heavy and loaded and not the best for you. And just sort of steering this boat towards calmer waters, basically, and getting away from the trouble. So this is something that you've been recently doing here, which is beautiful. And so yeah, there's so much healing and beautiful transformation with this spread so far as well. So we have 5 cards so far, and 3 of them indicate that you've been going through this profound change for the better here. And then we have the 10 of Wands here in your near future. I was going to say potential future. We're going to get to that one. So in your near future, And then we have the suggested approach or advice from the universe, the Tower. So see, so much change, so much change. Wow. All right, and then you have here your surrounding energy. So the things that are happening around you with people, situations, places. And this is the Five of Swords. So conflict, a little bit of drama, like competition energy there. And then we have this one here. This is the Nine of Swords. So this is your hopes and fears. Card about anxiety. So it makes sense that it is definitely in your fear position there. And then we have the potential future with the Page of Swords. And let's see the bottom of the deck for you guys. That's the Queen of Wands for you this month. So, all right. So I'm going to show you the cards and let's get right to it. So Gemini, just to start off, I gotta be clear, this is gonna be an intense month. What's making me see that is that you have, well, you have death, sideways, you have the Wheel of Fortune here, you have the Ten of Wands, you have the Tower, you have the Five of Swords, and you have the Nine of Swords here. And so October is gonna be intense for you guys, but you're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it. And I'm gonna start here. So, Ten of Pentacles, great card, good news, great card, very powerful duo, these two here. So this is something that always means stability, the Ten of Pentacles, right? It's long-term plans. So it's everything that feels very safe to you, things that feel very established to you. But with the Death card, which is change, when it's crossing it, yeah, it's something about that established structure that's transforming. And yeah, it doesn't have to mean that you're gonna lose it, right? It's not loss in the literal sense. That's not what I'm getting here. But it's more like a really, really deep change and a rebirth that's reshaping what security and what home actually means to you here. So something that you thought was permanent might be evolving here actually. And while that can feel a little bit unsettling, there's some clearing here, like of space for something that's more aligned with the person that you're becoming throughout this month. And then your crown, you have the Two of Wands. So yeah, this is you just standing at a threshold, just looking out at possibilities here and deciding how you're gonna build it and what you're gonna build next. And on your mind, the energy is all about expansion here and planning. So it tells me that you're thinking a lot about which path is going to take you towards the future that excites you. I'm getting a lot of excitement energy from this one here. So it's not just stability, but definitely with the Wands there, you want something more passionate, more fun, a little bit more adventurous maybe, something that really sparks you, really drives you forward in a way where you're not just doing the thing because it's a routine or because it's what pays the bill, if it's to do with a job situation here. But it's something that when you come back home, you're just really actually happy and joyful that you did it, you know? And this is what you're looking for here. So your foundation here, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is another huge card. Like this is about, it's another major arcana, first of all, but it's about life cycles, right? It's about fate. And this is what's working beneath the surface for you. So it tells me that what's shifting now isn't random, definitely not random. But it's part of a way, way larger pattern for you. And it's a turning point that was meant to come for you. So even if things here really feel unpredictable right now, the wheel is reminding you that change, it is always how life moves you forward, you know? And sometimes it's just outside of our control. But ultimately, it is always for our best. As I always say, like your higher self always knows the truth. It always knows what's best for you because it has access to your contracts. It has access to why you came to Earth, what you wanted to do, what you wanted to learn, how you wanted to expand, how you wanted to refine your soul, what karma you needed to heal, you know, what people you had to meet, and what interactions had to happen in order for you to clear out the old stuff that's still stuck in your energy from, previous lifetimes. So, and this is the Wheel of Fortune in action, creating just that. So even if something feels very unstable and you're feeling like you're losing a little bit of your sense of security here, and you're not really not sure what's going to come next, the wheel is here to remind you that whatever happens, it is going to be for your best, even if it's really hard to see that at first here. And then you have the Six of Swords in your recent past, so that's transition energy here too. So you've already been moving away from turbulence here. I can see that. So likely throughout September, you've been doing that. And you've been leaving behind something that's difficult, or maybe a little bit emotionally heavy, just in search for a little bit more peace here. So it's like you've already been in the process of moving on from something, you know, even if the emotional weight hasn't fully caught up to you yet. And then looking at your near future, you have the 10 of Wands. So this can be feeling like overloaded here and just trying to do everything by yourself and just carry all the responsibilities of everyone on your back here. So yeah, it's like a reminder to just lighten the load where you can, you know, and not like, it's not that you're a failure, you know, definitely not. It's just that I think you have this tendency here to just not ask for support and yeah, just not be able to delegate when you need help. So be mindful of that, you know, and just set down the burdens that aren't yours to be carrying here, and be mindful of that, even if the people trying to load those rocks onto your backpack, so to speak, I always use that. It's, you know, they're just releasing the weight from their own backpacks here, and sometimes it's really hard to distinguish which weight is yours and which is other people's. So just be mindful of that and make sure to figure out what's yours to carry and what isn't here, and feel free to let go of what isn't, because it tells me that you've been going through a heavy time, you know. So it's time for you to let go of that, and just, doesn't mean that you're rude, doesn't mean that you're a bad person, you know, doesn't mean that you're selfish in any ways, you know, but you have to sometimes think of yourself first, because how are you going to help others if you don't help yourself, you know? It's that old quote with the oxygen mask. So that's the energy there, where I feel that you've been maybe a little bit too altruistic lately, and you haven't been considering yourself, at least not as a priority, but rather as like a background character here. And then you have the Tower, so that's the most intense one here, I'd say. Yeah, other than the Nine of Swords there. But yeah, the Tower definitely is the most intense usually. And it's like, it's telling you to not resist necessary change here. So just let what's unstable fall so that you can rebuild on more solid ground, and just avoid clinging to the structures and like the stories in your life that aren't serving you anymore. So instead of looking at the Tower as something negative here, just try to see it as, you know, it's like a liberation energy for you, where it's gonna be for the best, like I said with the wheel there, you know, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. And then your surrounding energies, what you need to know is the Five of Swords. So there is conflict here. There is conflict in October, and there's gonna be ego clashes here, and like a sense that not everyone around you is being fair, like we see here also with the Ten of Wands. So yeah, it's a sign to be mindful of unnecessary battles here, and just choose where to invest your energy carefully, you know. So be careful with betrayals. Yeah, be careful with that. And hopes and fears, there's the Nine of Swords. So that's how you're worried about worst case scenarios here. And usually with this card is about losing sleep. So could be that you're thinking a lot about how things might turn out, but not from a good angle, like not in a good way, right? So just, there's this fear that the changes that are happening could hurt you and sort of unravel your plans. So just remember that a lot of this energy is just mental, right? So it's your own mind creating those stories, and it's your own mind and perspective running those loops. So it's not a guarantee of disaster here. And then potential future is the Page of Swords. So that's a card about curiosity, and it's a card about new ideas and just learning. So just, yeah, it's a lighter card, you know, it's an inquisitive energy here. And that's the phase that you have ahead of you here. So this is good. This is a good card, you know, and yeah, it's good to see that, especially after this weight here at the Ten of Wands. So you're going to be gathering lots of information. That's what I'm getting here throughout October, you know, just by asking questions to people. And that's going to lead you to approach your life with a new perspective that hopefully isn't this one here, where it's catastrophic, but rather it's going to be a productive perspective that's based on facts and reality rather than just your fear and your trauma patterns here. And then underneath everything with the bottom here, we have the Queen of Wands. So that's your underlying energy of confidence there. So that's beautiful to see as the main energy of the spread. So it's just, yeah, it's your creative fire, you know, and it's your magnetism there. So even through all of these shifts, you do still have the charisma here. You do still have the courage to just step forward and just reminding you to just own that power and trust that your light and your soul can guide you through this uncertainty here. So to tie it all together, there's something in your long-term world that's just undergoing this really huge, massive transformation here in October. So you're being asked to just step into planning on possibilities while trusting that bigger cycles are at play because they are for your good. And you're going to be moving on from this past turbulence here, but then the road ahead of you is going to feel a little bit heavy if you don't just let the old structures fall and avoid any draining conflicts here. And your mind might still be spiraling with worry a little bit, but the future is going to be holding a way more curious and lighter phase for you, where your natural charisma and your confidence is going to be shining. So this month is all about surrendering to the change and trusting that what's crumbling beneath you is actually making room for a more aligned chapter for you. So yeah, that's all I had for you today, Gemini. So if this resonated even a little bit, just hit like, because it's a really simple way to support the channel. So I would really appreciate that. And check out your moon and your rising signs as well, just to get a little bit of extra insight for October. And of course, subscribing to the channel means a lot and keeps the channel thriving. So yeah. And also I want to hear from you. So what was the moment that you felt was the most personal to you? So hit me up in the comments. Okay, that would be fun. All right, guys. See ya. Bye. Hi, Libra. Welcome to your monthly energy forecast for October 2025. Let's get right to it. Let's do a little pre-shuffle here. Tap into your energy a little bit better. And let's reveal what this month has in store for you guys. So it's your birthday month too. So it's an extra exciting month because it's going to be your season here. So let's see what's happening for Libra. Please tap into Libra's energy here. And let's see, Libra, just tapping into the highest possible source for Libra. And let's see what the universe has for you. All right, so this is the usual spread that we always do. It's a Celtic cross. So what happens here is that we're going to be pulling 10 cards, and then we're going to be checking out the bottom of the deck too, which is the underlying energy, the undercurrent of this reading. So sort of the red thread that's going through all the cards that we're going to see in the spread today. And every card, of course, it's tarot, so they all have an archetype. They all have different energies. But in Celtic cross spreads, well, in spreads in general, there is also the position that the card ends up in. And each position also has a specific theme to it. So it could be anything from your recent past, it could be your near future, it could be your subconscious, it could be your conscious mind, it could be, yeah, anything like a suggestion from the universe, something that you should do as an advice, what's going on in your relationships and the people around you. And yeah, so that's how we actually read these spreads, is by knowing both the card's archetype but also the position and what that means. And so we got yours here now. So one flipped over, and that was the 5 of Pentacles. So it's been coming up a lot actually in Libra readings. So I always sort of remember this card. It's either this one, it's also the Tower, has been a lot this summer, as well as the King of Wands has been coming up, which if you watch Ali's Tarot, you can probably relate to that, to seeing that card a lot in her Libra spreads too. I always watch Libra because I have a Libra rising. So yeah, it's a tougher card. It's something that usually talks about being isolated and feeling alone. So it's sort of that energy that you are feeling in right now in your present, where you're not really being able to connect with your surroundings and with people around you. And we're going to get more into that. I'm not going to be rambling on yet. We're going to do the whole spread together as a story for you guys. And then we have here the 8 of Swords as your crossing or your challenging card. So that's feeling a little bit trapped. And then the Fool here at the top of your mind. This is you wanting change. This is you wanting to start over. And like, yeah, get a fresh start, just like resetting yourself, resetting your energy. And then your subconscious mind is the Page of Cups, which is a very Libran card. I always feel that because it's a very like, it's a romantic card, but it's also a very innocent card. It's like a flirty card, which is very Libran. So that's what's going on beneath the surface, which makes perfect sense because that is the energy that's always going on a little bit beneath the surface. It's the bubbliness, the charisma, the charm that you guys have. So very, very suiting with the Page of Cups there. And then we have equal give and take card, which is the Six of Pentacles. This is your recent past. And in your near future, we see the Death card, which is all about transformation. And then we have the side spread here. So your suggested approach or advice from the universe is the Nine of Pentacles. And let's see here, what's going on in your surrounding energies. The Lovers, beautiful. You're the first one actually, Libra, in this entire, like, so I've done all the signs. I do the fire signs first, then I do the earth signs, and now I'm in the air signs. You're the first one that has gotten the Lover, so good for you. So there might be someone there because it's the surrounding energy. So there's someone coming in that could be bringing in a little bit of romance for you there. So checks out with the Page of Cups too. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles here in your hopes and fears. And then at the potential future position, you have the Knight of Pentacles. And let's see the bottom of the deck energy. That is the Page of Swords. So Libra, I'm excited about this one. It's a romantic reading. So let's see what this is about. All right, Libra, so we got to talk about this because this is a better spread actually than what we've been seeing throughout the summer for you. You're still a little bit stuck here in these two cards, specifically here in the center. That's your present moment. So, but you're getting out of that for sure. But yeah, we can talk about this because this is the Five of Pentacles crossed by the Eight of Swords. So Five of Pentacles is all about feeling left out. It's about feeling a little bit isolated. Could be in your job, could be, yeah, like in your family even, in your connections. But normally this is a more materialistic card. So it could be that you're feel a little bit left out by your groups and your surroundings that are to do with work here. And Eight of Swords, yeah, like that's just, it's telling me that part of this, like a big part of this, is about your perception. It's not just the circumstances, but it's how you're perceiving them, right? So you're feeling trapped and you're feeling powerless, even though the way forward here might be more open than it seems. So together they're showing me that it's more to do with your mindset here, where the weight here of the recent challenges you've been facing throughout the summer, they feel heavier than they actually are at this point. And so shifting your perspective could be the thing that's going to unlock something that you're not seeing here yet. And then in the crowning, you have the Fool. So that's a breath of fresh air for you guys. So on your mind this month is going to be this desire to just start fresh, and just get into something new and trust that the universe is going to catch you in that. So even with this heavier energy here at the center, your higher self is already imagining this freedom and adventure for you here. And then the Page of Cups in your foundation. So deep down, there is this emotional opening here in you, and it's that really soft, very hopeful part of you that still believes in love and still sees the possibilities here. So even if you've been hurt and you've been let down by the people around you, this card is like your inner child that's telling you that, this happiness here is still available for you. And then years in past, the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel that this is a very Libran card. It is a very Libran card. It's all about balance. It's all about fairness, right? So there's this theme here of like giving and receiving support. So maybe recently there was a moment of generosity here where someone was stepping in for you here and offering help. And it tells me that balance in relationships and resources has been a really important theme leading up to now for you. And looking in the near future, there's death. So that's a powerful transformation. I always say, don't be scared of this card. It's a beautiful card, it's about releasing what doesn't fit you so that you can evolve, rather than just like literal endings. So it tells me that something in your life, like a dynamic here, for example, or an older pattern that's keeping you stuck in certain belief systems, is ready to fall away so that you can move towards this, and that Fool energy here that you're craving. And your suggested approach is Nine of Pentacles. So that's you, like being able to stand in your independence and just see your self-worth and working on that. So it's all about remembering your capability, and enjoying what you've already built for yourself and looking at that and focusing on that rather than focusing on what you don't have and all the lack that you feel or perceive is missing in your life. So it's telling you that even in these moments of uncertainty, you still have the skills and the strength to just create this beauty and this stability around you. And then what you need to know, your surrounding energies, is the Lover. So that's beautiful. You're like I said, you're the only zodiac sign so far that has gotten the Lovers here. So that's beautiful to see, because it points to really important connections and relationships and choices, you know, and something that is usually very soul aligned for you, and like partnerships that are significant and are going to be very significant for you this month. So could also be about a decision that's asking you to align your actions with your values. So the Lovers here tells me that love and connection is going to play a very big supportive role in your process of October here. And then hopes and fears, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So you're hoping for a new beginning. Again, like we saw with the Fool there, you know, and with the Pentacles, it's a little bit different. It's like, it's something more solid and stable. And yeah, there's just lots of potential in this, but there's also the fear position. So you're scared. You're scared that this opportunity is not going to come because you're not seeing it in this mentality here that you're stuck in. And you feel that you might not even be ready to just take it if it appears. And then your potential future is the Knight of Pentacles. So that's just really, again, Pentacles is like steady, reliable progress for you. So it's a slow card. So things might not be shifting overnight throughout October, but still you're moving towards something that's more secure and grounded in your future here. And that's going to be through patience and just consistent effort here. And then the bottom of the deck, there's a Page of Swords. So this is the underlying energy of curiosity and just asking questions so that you can learn more things. So it tells me that you're in this moment of just collecting data, right? It's like gathering information so that you can start to understand your situation here in a new way. So this month is all going to be about, yeah, it starts off with you being like, you feel unsupported, you feel a little bit trapped here, but then your higher self is already envisioning this new beginning for you. And yeah, you've been recently navigating this sort of like give and take dynamic here, and then the transformation is going to be happening here on the horizon. So your advice is to just stand in your independence, stand in your worth, while knowing that partnership and love here is going to be very meaningful as part of your support system. And even as you hope for a fresh and more tangible start, your path forward is going to be about slow and steady progress here. So yeah, and then the Page of Swords underneath everything is reminding you to just stay curious and flexible, you know. And the more that you explore and learn things, the clearer your path is going to become throughout this month. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. So if this was spot on for you, just give this video a little like because it really helps. And to get a fuller October story, just peek at your moon and your rising placements as well. And of course, subscribing is the easiest way to keep these readings coming your way. And I'd love to hear your comments. So what detail and what card felt the most like it was speaking directly to you? And I'll see you guys there. All right, bye. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your monthly reading for October 2025. And let's see here what the universe has in store for you. Either this month, if you're watching this in October, and if you're watching it by the end of September in the upcoming month. So let's do a little pre-shuffle here and let's see. So Aquarius, universe, please tap me into Aquarius energy. Please tap me into Aquarius energy for the month of October 2025. Let's see here. All right, Aquarius, please tap into the highest possible source for Aquarius. There we go. Four of Pentacles. That's you holding on to something. That's a little bit of stubbornness. I see this as a very Taurus card actually, but it's not really. But, or could it be? Could it be? Let me know in the comments if it is. But it's a little bit of holding on to something from the past usually. And that's you in your present moment right now. And so, let's see your crossing here. That's the Queen of Pentacles, so double Pentacles. And that's your challenge this month. And then above you, we have the Eight of Wands. So this above energy means that it's your conscious mind. And in your subconscious mind, or what we call the foundation, is the Four of Cups. Nice. So there's a little bit of like getting offered stuff right now, but there's a little bit of hesitation to take those offers for you. But it's still a good spread, and especially there, I'm liking to see the Eight of Wands there because it means that you're passionate towards something and you're normally moving quite fast in that direction there. So let's see your recent past, Aquarius. Ace of Pentacles, starting something new, launching a business, doing something new when it comes to material, finances, like career. anything to do with like the real world, with like, yeah, business ventures. So interesting to see that there. So you likely have new projects going on for you. And so we have the Nine of Cups there in your near future. And your suggested approach or advice from the universe, you have the Two of Swords. And in your surrounding energies and what you need to know, you have the Six of Pentacles. Nice. Oh, and we have the hopes and fears with Judgment. And your potential future is represented by the Four of Wands. Beautiful. Love the Four of Wands. All about family balance and harmony and just like having stable connections with people and being happy, being joyful, being like having things be really clear when it comes to, yeah, like your emotional life. So it's a beautiful card. And the bottom of the deck, oh, speaking of beautiful cards, it's the Star. So it's healing. It's intense healing, but like in a good way. And it's feeling very hopeful about that. So let's get right into it, Aquarius. So Aquarius, first of all, interesting that we have the Star here, because that's your card, that's your archetype, and that's the bottom of the deck. So that's the underlying energy here, which is lots of healing. So it's gonna be a healing month for you guys. That's what I can say right off the bat. But as usually, we're gonna start here in the Four of Pentacles. So that's you in your present moment, crossed by the Queen of Pentacles. And okay, so Four of Pentacles is like that, holding on very tight to something here and feeling quite a bit protective of your resources, usually, as it's Pentacles. And yeah, it tells me that you're a little bit hesitant to open up right now and spend too much, whether that's like literal money or just your energy and your time in general, you know, and even your feelings here and your plans, you know. You're just a little bit shut down here. That's what I'm sensing. So yeah, and then crossing with the Queen of Pentacles, that's a very warm, very nurturing energy here. And she's all about generosity. That's like grounded in practicality, but that's a challenging position. So it tells me again that there might be some issues in regards to how you handle and protect the things that matter to you, you know, without letting the fear that you have here around losing them keep you from sharing your abundance and stepping into your own nurturing power. So there's some balance here to be found between this caution here and just trusting in this abundance here for you guys in this month. And up in your crown, you have the Eight of Wands. So that's about movement. And that's about like really quick communication that builds momentum towards a cause or a specific direction. So on your mind this month, it's likely to desire for things to pick up speed so that you can see the results, you know, and even to receive messages here that's going to bring you some clarity in regards to specific situations. So it's a very fast moving, very forward moving energy here that's telling me that events might accelerate once you start loosening this grip here of the Four of Pentacles. And then your foundation with the Four of Cups. So that's you being like deep down, feeling a little bit emotionally flat and disinterested in something here. Like the opportunities are still there for you, but you're not really sure if you even want them right now. So it's like a pretty like, it's a quiet card, you know. And it's a card of, yeah, like emotional apathy usually. So it's asking you to just check in with yourself if you're sort of ignoring something that's meaningful because it doesn't look the way that you expected exactly to a T, you know. And be okay with not having that perfectionism, but actually opening up to receiving what is being offered here. And then recent past, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So that's all about a new opportunity here. And it's like a potential here that usually is about a material beginning that's just like recently presented itself, likely because it's in a recent past. So maybe you've already started this and maybe you're still a little bit here and this energy sort of like considering what you're going to do with that opportunity because you're not really sure if it is for you right now. So again, that's why you have to check in with yourself in regards to that. And in your near future is the Nine of Cups. So that's great to see there because that's just, it's the wish card. So it's like a wish being granted here where you feel like you managed to achieve exactly what you wanted. So it tells me that whatever hesitation that you're feeling about this right now, like there is satisfaction waiting for you around this here in the near future. And it's something that's going to be aligning with your heart here. So just go with it, you know, and just be okay with trusting that. And your suggested approach is the Two of Swords. So pause and just choose carefully, right? Just choose carefully. And it tells me to not, like, don't rush things right now, right? But also don't avoid them entirely. But just gather the information that you need and just listen to your intuition before making a choice rather than staying in limbo. And I want to go back here again because I'm getting this message extremely clear, like very, very strong. So I have to say it. So when I'm talking about this and about this situation here that you're being offered being something that's going to be aligned with you, still use your discernment. I mean, I'm not saying to just drop it entirely and just go with it, but just still use your discernment. Because I know that unfortunately, we do live in a time where things are evolving extremely quickly when it comes to AI and technology. And there are so many scams out there and so many like catfishers and people that are trying to get your money and take advantage of you, especially if you're an older person or if you're a little bit more vulnerable and you're not really tech savvy, you know, you're on the internet, you had all these predators trying to convince you that, you know, they're Brad Pitt and they're in the hospital. So, because I'm just saying this because I watch a lot of that stuff too. So just be mindful, like use your discernment, and it's okay to ask others, you know, it's okay. You don't have to do this alone. Just go and ask other people for their opinions too. If you feel like your intuition is a little bit unclear about this opportunity here, then just check in with others and check for what their opinions are before just like completely opening up to embrace this or buy the Apple gift cards, for example. So just do that. And yeah, so that's why this card is here, because it's telling you to still, yeah, choose carefully, you know, choose carefully, you know, and just don't do this immediately just because I'm saying this in this reading. But yeah, you still have to go through your own inner wisdom before making these choices, especially if they are to do with your finances here. And if you're being entangled in something emotionally too, that's having this undertone of being a little bit manipulative. So just want to say that, just so that I don't get anyone in danger through this reading by saying that you should go for it. Because yeah, I just want to say that. Unfortunately, I have to say that because we live in a world today where people are very prone to taking advantage of others, unfortunately. And so, okay, we have your surrounding energies here with the Six of Pentacles. So that's support. That's like a generosity card of just fair balance and give and take that's in the air here. So whether you're the giver or the receiver this month, this card is like, it's reminding you that balance in your relationships and your resources are going to be key here. And in your hopes and fears, you have judgment. So that's you hoping for clarity here and for like a fresh calling, like maybe a redemption, maybe a renewal for yourself. But also you're fearing the vulnerability of being fully seen or of making a choice that, yeah, can't easily be undone here. And your potential future to 4-1, so that's all about celebration, right? And stability and just a sense of belonging. So this is a really beautiful sign that the decisions and the changes that you're navigating now are leading you towards connection and new milestones for you. So that's going to be a really good, joyful moment for you, waiting for you there in the potential. And then the bottom of the deck, you have the Star again, which is your card, Aquarius. And that's beautiful. And that's a promise of healing. That's spiritual guidance, you know, and hope running underneath everything. And it's just a reminder that something that you're aligned with that's way bigger than you is there for you. And the universe hasn't forgotten you. Like, it has your back, even in these moments of doubt and hesitation that you're in right now. So yeah, this month is going to be all about, you know, you're going to be holding back a little bit of caution, even though you have this nurturing energy here available to you with the Queen of Pentacles. And there's going to be movement. It's going to be fast, you know, there's going to be messages on your mind. And also like a need to check in with your own emotional engagement, because you've recently received an opportunity here that's leading towards something that is prone to be of emotional fulfillment for you. So your task is to make very thoughtful choices around that and just trust the balance of giving and receiving, you know. And what's waiting on the other side of that is community, and it's just healing here with the Star. So yeah, so it's a good month for you, you know. And I do understand why you are in this situation here. I do, and especially if it's something that if it's something that you feel is intuitively shady, then just don't go for it. That's what I say, like, don't go for it, you know, go with that first initial hunch that you feel in your intuition. And if you don't feel the intuition at all, just ask for advice, because you have people supporting you, especially here with the Four of Wands. So yeah, that's all I have for you today, Aquarius. So if you found any value in this, clicking like is a super big support for me. And don't forget to check your moon and rising signs as well for a bigger picture of October. And of course, subscribe if you like to keep hanging out here, because it really keeps me going and making these videos. And please tell me in the comments which part lit up something for you here. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Bye. Hi Cancer, welcome to your monthly reading for October 2025, and let's just jump right into it. It's getting dark outside, so I'm having to do this a little bit quicker. So we're gonna just do a little pre-shuffle here to tune into your energies today, and let's see what the universe has in store for you in October. So highest possible source, will you please tap into Cancer's energy for October 2025? There we go. That was quick. All right. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I didn't show you the card. Wheel of Fortune here in your present moment. And then you are being crossed by the Hanged Man as your challenge. And then we have your crowning energy. So the top of your mind, which is represented by the Magician. And then we have your unconscious mind or subconscious mind, which is the foundation, and that's the Ace of Swords. And then in your recent past, we have the Sun. Nice. I love the Sun. It's happiness, it's brightness, it's just feeling joyful with life, just feeling connected, feeling like things are really clear. So it's beautiful to see that there. Oh, it's such a good spread, guys. Wow. So you have the Six of Cups as your near future. It's all about like nostalgia, connecting to your inner child, just yeah, feeling this like sweetness from how things used to be. And also it could mean connections coming in that are from the past, but usually bringing in a good energy. So it's nice to see that there. All right, so then we have your suggested approach or advice from the universe with the Seven of Wands. And then your surrounding energies of what you need to know with the Four of Cups. All right, and then we have your hopes and fears with the Two of Cups. Very Cancer spread. Wow, it's extremely Cancerian. It's very romantic and very sweet. All right, so then we have the Three of Swords as the potential future. We're going to talk about that. And let's see, the bottom of the deck is the Star. Nice. Wow. So I just did Aquarius, and they also got the Star in that same exact position, which means healing, and it means hope. And it's just like regenerating yourself, like being reborn into something that's better. So you've likely been going through a little bit of a tougher time, and now you're getting to that place where you're finally being able to breathe out and just recover yourself. So let's find out what this is about. All right, let's get right to it. So Wheel of Fortune, present moment Wheel of Fortune, one of my favorite cards, crossed by the Hanged Man. So this is a huge moment for you. It's like a universal, like a cosmic sort of moment for you here, where the wheel says that your life is shifting and cycles are turning right now. So you're kind of in this moment right now of this big change that is entirely in the hands of the universe, but for your benefit here. Oh, let me arrange these crystals. So, but it's a good thing. Like, it's a good card. It's not like a Tower card, but definitely it's something karmic here, you know? And it's not in your control, but it is for the best. And then you have the Hanged Man crossing here, which is all about a pause. It's about you surrendering and just seeing things from a different perspective here, and just like slowing down internally to trust the bigger picture here, you know, and just don't force it, you know, and let the perspective reshape the way that you're approaching what's unfolding here. And yeah, it's crossed. So I do see that there is a little bit of resistance to that, and you're wanting to take charge and you're wanting to control this because you're a little bit freaked out maybe that this is happening right now. But trust that it is for your best, and the universe is telling you to just surrender, you know, and just let go of that. Just chill. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's not an upheaval entirely, but there's definitely a shift going on for you that, yeah, it's very much destined here. And then in your crown, you have the Magician. So on your mind is your ability to create and influence your reality. So you're thinking about what you can actively shape, right? And what you can call in through your intentions and your actions. So it's telling you that even in moments where fate seems to be steering the wheel, like you still do have some agency here, and you still can work with what's being handed to you, but then try to balance it here with the Hanged Man. That's what it's saying. So like, trust that what's unfolding is for your best, but you can of course still use your creative power here, your manifestation power, in order to move towards your goals, as long as your goals are aligned with this vision here that your soul has for you. And you're going to know what that is. You're going to know what that is. Yeah, and then Ace of Swords here. Speaking of knowing what that is, because that's the recent breakthrough that you just had. So this is a truth that was revealed where it just anchored you in this clarity here and gave you courage to just face these changes here that are ahead and just see them more clearly and see them with more confidence and trusting that I feel like you're very much aware of what's happening, but there's still a little bit of resistance here to it. But it's good. It's a good overall spread, this one, for sure. And I feel that deep down you do sense that this is something that is very much beneficial to you here. And then recent past, there's a sun, so that's beautiful. Like we see here on the table, this is all about warmth. It's all about visibility. It's about happiness. It's about insight, and feeling light. So you just came out of a period where things might have felt way more open, right? And very hopeful to you and very joyful to you here. And then here again, another beautiful card, the Six of Cups in your near future. So October is going to be bringing in a little bit of nostalgia and just like sweet emotional exchanges here with people, maybe reconnecting with people from the past, like someone or something from your past that could be resurfacing for you here. And you might find yourself just revisiting old memories or even old places, or you're traveling to old places that are going to bring you some comfort and some familiarity here. So it's a beautiful spread, Cancer. Like your month is really, really beautiful. And suggested approach 7 of Wands. So that's telling you to just stand your ground. This is all about defending your position, like standing strong in your boundaries, even if it feels like other people don't really understand your perspective. And it's about holding your own with confidence here, not with aggression, just with boundaries and lots of confidence. And what you need to know, your surrounding energy is the Four of Cups. So there might be opportunities around you that you're not seeing really clearly here because you're either disinterested in them or just a little bit withdrawn emotionally from them. So it's just a reminder to look again, because there might be a gift here, and there might be something like an invitation here that's going to be a blessing, and it's not going to look exactly like you expected here. And hopes and fears, 2 of Cups. So again, beautiful October. Like you're hoping for deeper connections. You're hoping for partnerships that are aligned with just mutual support, And with that, of course, comes a little bit of fear of vulnerability and the possibility of loss. But in general, I feel that you're cool. Like you're safe this month. Absolutely safe this month. And we have this, though. That's what we have to discuss here, because that's the only really like charged card that I see in your spread for October. So 3 of Swords, like it can indicate heartbreak and disappointment here. And that's the thing. It doesn't have to be catastrophic though, but it does suggest that part of your path throughout this month is going to involve a sort of release here. Yeah, and something that is along your life and your path that really involves facing a truth here and letting go of something that is not for your benefit, and is not for your growth. So it's a reminder that this grief here that might be coming up, and this healing that also is attached to that grief, of course, because you're processing karma. Yeah, it's part of your transformation here. But with the star here at the base, like healing is already present for you all over this place. So it's just, you're fine, Cancer. You're cool. October's going to be sweet for you. It's a good month for you guys. Actually, so far, and I'm in the last signs now because I'm doing water last always. So best spread so far. Best spread so far throughout all of them. So that's beautiful to see. You truly deserve it, Cancer. I'm really happy for you guys. And so yeah, star, it's just a like renewal energy. It's like hope. So beneath everything else here, you're being guided here, you're being protected. So even if this moment here stings a little bit, the star, it's your assurance that healing and inspiration are going to come back into your life. So yeah, fate is just, it's moving the pieces in your life here. So your job right now is just to pause it and just trust, just like shift your perspective a little bit. And yeah, you're still able to manifest, you know, you're rooted in lots of clarity in October. And the coming days are going to be bringing reconnection and nostalgia for you. So just be here, you know, just hold your ground, have integrity while noticing opportunities that you might be overlooking a little bit. And yeah, part of you moving forward is going to involve this, you know, this letting go here. But with the star underneath everything, it assures you that healing and divine guidance are going to be renewing you and just leading your path forward here. So there's definitely nothing to be concerned about this month. October is going to be great for you guys. So I really, really hope that this resonates. And yeah, if it does, then please give it a like. And be sure to watch your moon and your rising signs as well to find out more about October's energy for you. And hit subscribe if you're loving these readings, because it means a lot to me. And then, you know, helps the channel out. So yeah. And let's chat in the comments, because what line and what card felt like it was meant for you here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your monthly reading for October 2025. And let's just jump right into your cards. I'm gonna do a little pre-shuffle here to tap into your energies a little bit better. And let's reveal what this month has in store for you guys. So Scorpio, please tap me into Scorpio's energy. Scorpio, oh, you know what this face means, right? I'm sorry that I'm laughing. I shouldn't be doing that. It's just that it's an internal joke at this point in this channel. You got the Tower. Yeah, you got the Tower in your present moment, which makes sense because you've been getting the Tower in every single reading. So I'm guessing you're still quite a bit in this energy. I'm not going to be judgmental about it. We're going to explain. We're going to dig deep into what this means for you in this point in time. But there's a Tower in your present, which you probably can relate to. You're probably very much aware of that, especially if you're used to watching tarot, or if you're used to just living your life in general and having quite a bit of disruption that has been going on for you throughout the summer. And so we have the Page of Swords here as you're crossing, so you're challenging energy. And then above you is the Emperor as you're crowning. So that means that it's your conscious mind, and in your subconscious mind or your foundation, you have strength. So that's beautiful. And that's a beautiful counterbalance to the Tower there. And also the Emperor. Wow. All right. In the recent past, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And in the near future, let's see. All right. So you have the Eight of Pentacles. So lots of Pentacles there for you guys. All right. So let's see here. I'm just going to arrange the cards a little bit. Suggested approach. We have the Two of Wands. And what you need to know in your surrounding energies, you have the Page of Pentacles. In your hopes and fears, you have the Devil. I know, we're going to talk about it, so just hang on. And then you have the Knight of Swords in your potential future. All right, Scorpio, the bottom of the deck for you guys is the King of Wands. It's a hot month. It's a passionate month, a little bit toxic, but let's get into it. All right, Scorpio, so let's just rip the band-aid off. We're going to start with the Tower, present moment. Oh my gosh. And this time it's crossed by the Page of Swords. So it's a pretty intense mix, this one, you know. Because you already know, Tower, it's shake-up. It's like a big reveal moment where something that's not stable has to crumble so that you can rebuild it. I feel so repetitive saying this because you're getting the Tower so much lately. So if you're watching my videos, and even if you watch other tarot videos, like I said in the intro, then you're very much aware of what this means. And since it's in your present, you're probably very much aware of the situation and what it's about, you know. And Tower doesn't have an element to it, so it could literally be anything. It could be financial, it could be emotionally, relationships, connections, family, you know. Just, why doesn't it want to be aligned? Oh my goodness. See that? You see how what it's doing? It's like a ghost, look. It's moving by its own. Wow, what is that? Why is it doing, okay. Let's funny. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna just touch the other one. Okay, that's weird. I got a bit distracted there. So yeah, well, we might as well laugh at the situation, right? Because it's funny at this point. I'm sorry, guys. Like, yeah, let's just laugh at it rather than be tragic, because this is something that you can fix. It's fixable, guys. It is fixable. And it's just that it's uncomfortable, you know, but it's always very liberating in hindsight. And that's something that at least you can look forward to, as long as you're able to release this, you know, this bullshit here that's going on. So yeah, just do that, you know, just get rid of the pattern. Try and do that. Try and do that. It's, yeah, you know, the time is ripe for you to do so, because we've been seeing this so many times now. So something has to be done about the situation, and it definitely tells me that it's something that you're still attached to. You know, you just have to let go of that, because it's gonna keep crumbling, you know, if you keep going back to whatever it is in your life that's being destructive. And yeah, this is gonna be taking place over and over and over, and just trying to warn you every single time. And not to be like a scary, like fear-based channel, but you know how the universe works, and how when you don't learn the lesson initially, it's gonna like turn up the volume dial a little bit more every time, so that you finally get the message, so that they can get the message across to you, because you're just not wanting to listen to it. And then it has to become even worse and even more dramatic. So just look within. What is it that the universe is trying to teach you with this tower? Why is it always here? And then do something about it. And that's how you change that situation. But let's talk about the Page of Swords. So that's you being like on high alert right now. So you're watching things, like questioning things, like gathering information, feeling defensive about things, you know. And I get it, especially if you've been coming from this all summer. So it's just, I get it, you know. And yeah, it's like universe is trying to clear the space all the time, and you're just standing there like trying to understand what this change really means and what you need to learn from that, which is good. It's a good card, you know. It's challenging in this position, but at the same time, I feel that this is exactly what you need to do. Because you need to question this. You need to start questioning yourself, really, and even your surroundings. You know, what is happening? Why is this always here for me? What can I change? How can I improve myself? How can I become a better version of myself? What is this trying to teach me? Just have that as your mantra. What is this trying to teach me? And then when you have that answer, you can finally take the first steps towards the direction of healing that and removing that, like once and for all. And then Emperor here, you're crowning. So that's structure and authority here. So that's what's taking control of your mind right now. And you're thinking about how to create order, likely out of this chaos here. And yeah, just how to step into your leadership rather than waiting for someone else to lead here. How to do so yourself. And then strengthen your foundation. Beautiful. Love to see that there. Perfect card to have there. This is your like really calm and quiet, like more steady courage here. So deep down, you do have the patience and the inner power to handle this and handle whatever's shifting here, even if it feels extremely destabilizing on the surface. Like the strength is reminding you to approach the situation with more compassion, right? And resilience rather than force here. And then Nine of Pentacles in the recent past. So this is you coming out of a period of self-sufficiency here, where you were just enjoying your independence and the rewards of your efforts. So it tells me that you built something solid for yourself, which is why even this shakeup here with the Tower isn't taking you out completely, because you've got the resources and you got the confidence to lean on here. And then Eight of Pentacles in the near future. So that's just steady work and mastery here. So after this Tower moment here, you're just rolling up your sleeves. You're just like refining your skills, just improving, you know, and rebuilding and putting in the effort. So this is very encouraging to see there, because it's not going to be like this forever, dude. Like it's not, you know, but this is a constructive progress here. And then suggested approach to Two of Wands. So that's like stepping back and just looking at the bigger picture. It's a very planning card, this one. So just look at your options, you know, just keep dreaming and just keep deciding very intentionally where you're headed next, and just don't rush, you know, because I know this feels very urgent, but you don't have to be. So just make sure to choose your next moves with vision and with intuition rather than with like force or just impulsivity, you know, that's going to be leading you to this here. And what you need to know, that's your surrounding energy. So that's the Page of Pentacles. That's just opportunities for learning, like new beginnings that are around you when it comes to that. So Could be like a skill that you're trying to develop right now. Could be like an offer, like a smaller offer usually. And yeah, it's like a fresh path that seems quite small, but you know, it can grow into something more substantial if you nurture it. And the devil here in your hopes and fears. I mean, of course, right? So yeah, I think you're craving lots of passion and intensity here in your connections especially. And also there's this fear of being trapped by your old patterns here and your sort of unhealthy attachments and temptations that are likely causing this. Because I do feel in your case, just saying that this is not so much to do with career. I feel that this is more emotional. This is like love life stuff. And that's why we see the devil here. Because this is likely a connection or several that are pulling you into a more destructive thought pattern that's causing you to, do destructive actions. Let's just say that are putting you in this position. So it's all to do with the devil here. And it's like, again, just trying to tell you to just stay conscious and stay very intentional about what you're binding yourself to. And like I always say, it's not a doom card. Either the Tower, it's not a doom card, but you have to take control of that. And you have to be more strategic in how you handle these things and how you handle these connections here. Or if you should maybe disconnect from them if they are being very detrimental to you and are constantly pulling you into this, because this could be another energy that is destructive and they're just like a sort of a black hole, just like pulling you into also being destructive. In that case, you have to sort of reassess that situation for sure. Potential future Knight of Swords. So fast movement, just momentum, right? It's all about taking like very decisive actions and planning and rebuilding things, you know. So things in October are going to be like, they're going to be speeding up for you. You're going to be speeding up very quickly. So you're going to need to be ready to just act with clarity when this moment here comes. And bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands. So that's your underlying energy of just leadership again and vision, as we see here with the Emperor too. So beneath all the change and the potential upheaval here, you're going to be stepping into a version of yourself that's more magnetic and just capable of inspiring others through your courage here and your charisma. So yeah, let's tie it together as we do. So this, something's shaking you up right now as usual, you know, but you're curious, you're willing to learn more about it, you're willing to understand why it's happening, and you're willing to develop your tools to navigate the situation and just reclaiming control and building structure while being rooted in this inner courage here with strength. So what's next is this like mastery, like work, you know, guided by thoughtful planning here and just fresh opportunities. So yeah, and the advice here is just be mindful of attachments and temptations here, because there's going to be something quick, like a quick energy shift that's going to happen here. It's going to come for you. So you're going to want to ride that momentum rather than just get swept by it again and end up here once again. You know what I'm seeing in front of me very clearly? You know that game of snakes and ladders? That's what I'm seeing. So this is like you get to that point with the ladder when you get like almost all the way to the top and you're almost winning the game, and then like there's a snake, right? And then you go all the way down again and then you're here. That's what I just saw here very clearly. So just be careful with this energy, because this might be very much connected to this devil energy here, where this person, for example, could be making new promises, could be, I've changed, you know, and I've stopped doing this habit. And so you're feeling that, okay, this is stable, this is good, this is something that's going to be beneficial. And then they're back there, and then in turn, you're back there too. Just wanted to say that. So I don't know if you played that game. It's really fun. I played that as a kid. Yeah. So that's it, you know. That's it. It's like, yeah, you can do it. Like, but you have to be careful though. You have to be careful with your actions, but mainly with your reactions. That's what I'm getting very clearly for you. And that's all I have for you today, Scorpio. So if you got something out of this reading, tap that like button. That's a really super easy way for you to support the channel. And also checking your moon and rising readings are going to give you some extra context for October too. And of course, subscribing to the channel really helps these free readings flowing. So yeah, and I'd be really excited to hear from you. So drop your thoughts in the comments. What moment here resonated the most with you from this reading. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye. Hi Pisces, welcome to your monthly forecast for October 2025. Let's jump right into your reading and let's see what the universe has in store for you in October month. Let's do a pre-shuffle. All right, so Pisces, please tap into Pisces energy for October 2025. Universe, please tap me into the highest possible source you can get for Pisces today. And let's see what's going on for them and their surroundings and their connections and their relationships. There we go. We have 2 cards that have fallen out already. So first card, taken from the bottom up, is the Knight of Swords. So that's you in your present moment there. And then you're being crossed by the 10 of Pentacles. That's your challenge this month. And above you, as you're crowning, so the top of your mind, you have the 2 of Swords. And in your foundation, or subconscious, you have the 2 of Wands. So 2 and 2. Interesting. Okay, so recent past, you have the 8 of Swords. And then in the near future here, let's see, the King of Swords. Wow, so many swords today, guys. It's quite unusual. I was expecting to see a little bit more cups here, a little bit more intuition, but there's a lot of mental processes going on. There's a lot of thought forms going on here. So yeah, you're in this intense headspace right now. I think we're gonna see. I'm not gonna talk too much. We're gonna see the rest of the cards first. All right, 4 of Wands as your suggested approach or advice from the universe, and then we have your surrounding energies, which is the 6 of Wands. Beautiful. This is victory. This is being triumphant and just like getting recognized for your achievements here. So it's beautiful, Pisces. And then we have your hopes and fears, and that is the High Priestess. There it is. Finally. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. I didn't want to jinx it, but I was really hoping for the High Priestess to come out because that's your intuition there. That's what has been lacking in this reading. So there we have her. Now we know. Now we know this is a Pisces reading. All right, and then the World for completion there. And this is your potential future. And the bottom of the deck energy for you guys is the Star. Wow, I think this is the 4th. Is it the 3rd or the 4th reading that has the Star as the bottom of the deck? So it's a healing month, just in general for the collective here. So beautiful. All right, guys, so let's see what this is about, and let's find out how October is going to be for you guys. All right, Pisces. So we're going to start here at the center. So this is you in the present moment, or in a monthly reading, that would be you, I'd say, right in the beginning, right now when you're watching this, right? So Knight of Swords crossed by the 10 of Pentacles. So Knight of Swords, wow, it's this very fast movement. Like, it's fast, very determined energy. It's like a big urge to just charge ahead of things and just take action quickly, and maybe a little bit impulsively too. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you there. And then crossing, that's the 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles is about like stability, financial success, material abundance, you know, the structures that last for a long time. So together, these cards are telling me that you're feeling a push to move forward very quickly, but the universe is reminding you to consider the bigger picture here, because acting rashly could actually affect the long-term foundations that you're building. So there's a balance here between this really quick moving action and also this patience here for sustainable growth, which is why this is a challenge for you, because right now you want to be here. You don't want to be doing this, even though this is what you want to achieve. And up in your crown, you have the 2 of Swords. So yeah, this is that indecision energy, the crossroads energy that we see sometimes, you know, and it's just tells me that on your mind, there's an important choice to be made here. And you might be hesitating a little bit because neither path feels completely clear to you right now. So this tells me that you're going to need to just take a little break and just pause and just gather information and just like check in with your intuition here before deciding. So yeah, that's a good move to do in October. And then foundation, 2 of Wands. So deep down, you're in this visionary phase here, and you're looking out at like possibilities here and planning your next big step ahead so that you can start, yeah, expanding your growth, your growth, your worldview, like everything, you know. So this is the underlying drive that's fueling this current momentum here for you. In recent past, we have the 8 of Swords. So that's you having come out of a period where you might have felt a little bit trapped, a little bit limited here. And usually it's by your own doubts, to be honest, with that one. It could be your circumstances too, but usually it is initially derived from circumstances, but then blown out of proportions by your own mindset through like that perspective that you're observing this through, you know. So could be a little bit of that for sure. And yeah, definitely I think these two are connected here. I think this is to do with this choice too. Yeah, so you've been moving out of that though, so that's good. You've been moving out of that restrictive mindset. And the Knight of Swords now just tells me that you're very eager to break free from these like old constraints here that you have on yourself. And near future King of Swords, which is why I was so surprised with this reading. It's not a very typical Pisces reading for sure. There's so many swords here, so much thoughts going on for you. So King of Swords is all about authority. It's about wisdom, but wisdom more like through clarity. So yeah, it's about stepping into a phase where you're thinking more clearly and just communicating more directly than usual, you know, so that you can make decisions that are based on truth rather than just impulse here. So this king here tells me that even if you start this month feeling a little bit restless, you're gonna end up handling things with more maturity and definitely with more intelligence here. And suggested approach 4 of Wands, so telling you to celebrate your milestones and just create stability through your community and your support systems here. And make sure to express gratitude for that too, even if you only do so internally as an exercise, you know, just make sure to do that. And yeah, it's a reminder not to let the ambition or the anxiety here just make you overlook the joy and the connections that are already present in your life. And what you need to know in your surrounding energies, you have the 6 of Wands, so that's all about recognition. And there's like this victory energy that's going on around you. So others do see what you're doing and they do appreciate your efforts, you know, even if they're not telling you and you're not fully aware of that, they do. So this card tells me about success, right? And that it's aligning with you. Like that support is already aligning in your environment here. Yeah. And your hopes and fears, you have the High Priestess. So I was like so happy to see that finally, a Pisces card. And like, yeah, you're hoping to stay connected to your intuition and to your inner wisdom as you navigate choices here. But you might fear the unknown or the idea that some answers aren't really visible, especially with this, you know. So this card reassures you that you can trust your inner guidance, even though it's likely a little bit murky right now. This is what I'm getting very clearly because you have so many swords. So I think you're way more in your mind right now and in your ego rather than in your soul and your intuition here. So the universe is trying to push you a little bit more towards your natural state in that direction rather than just being caught up in, yeah, the thought forms that are probably leading to a little bit of self-sabotage here and lots of doubt and uncertainty for sure. Potential future of the world, so that's completion. And that's just like you stepping into a new chapter here of more accomplishment. So it tells me that the choices and the actions that you're taking right now, they're leading you towards some closure here. So yeah, you're wrapping up an important cycle here so that you can start another one feeling more fulfilled and more confident. And bottom of the deck, you have the Star. So that's the underlying energy of just hope and being divinely guided, you know, and feeling renewed and just like reassured that even in times of uncertainty and like this really rapid movement here, beneath everything, you are being guided towards healing and towards alignment here. So your October is going to be all about feeling this surge to act quickly and determined here. But your long-term stability and safety here is asking you to be a little bit more thoughtful, you know, and with this weighing this important decision here and dreaming about your future, you know, and still like leaving behind this period here of feeling stuck, like clarity and wisdom are in the air, but then just be tuned into your intuition, you know, try and come back to that. Even maybe like you've lost a little bit of your spiritual routines and your spiritual hygiene. So go back to doing what you do, whether it's breath work, it's meditation, it's walking in nature, it's improving your eating habits, you know, hanging out with people that are more spiritually aligned. Yeah, do that and do whatever fits you and your spiritual goal so that you can sort of get out of these thought loops here and connect back to yourself, you know. Yeah, and then 4 of Wands, like that's, yeah, you having to trust that support and knowing that this recognition here is already present with the Six of Wands. So just, yeah, keep your bigger vision in your mind, you know, because you're headed towards a moment of just completion here and fulfillment with the world. And you're going to find lots of healing and lots of hope in October. So yeah, it's a beautiful spread for you guys. But yeah, just make sure to stay out of your mind this month and stay more connected to your soul here. And that's all I have for you today, Pisces. So if this reading felt aligned to you, then showing some love with a little like will really help the channel out. And also checking out your moon and your rising signs, because that's going to give you more angles on October. So just go have a look at those in the timestamps below. And if you're new here and if you want more, then of course subscribing is the best way to stay connected, because I'm always eager to hear your reflections. So share what touched you the most about this reading. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.